What's up? What's up? What's up, Double D's family? Welcome to another episode of Pro Football Talk, Double D's Let's Talk Ball podcast. We are your hosts, Damian Deshawn and D of D's Corner. Good morning to you, bro. How you doing, man?
Good, bro. What's going on with
Not much, man. We tapping in. It's been a few weeks between a hurricane, a new hurricane, and everything in between.
you?
Parenting, uh,
Yeah.
anything that's an ing on the end of it.
Yeah.
That's what we've been up to. Man, but we get into these things. With last we talked, man, we was touching on, I believe, week 3, and then we hit week 4 or 5, and we getting into 6. But
hmm
before we start, man, we want to make sure we tell our viewers to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up, hit that thumbs up, hit that thumbs up. It's free. It gets and it helps the algorithm. It gets us going. We're still trying to work and build. It's just, hey, dads and family come first, the priorities. But man, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's start just discussing before we do picks and stuff, man. Before we had discussed the whole Devontae Adams thing, because some things I got to catch up on myself. You care to elaborate? I know he's requested a trade. I think I heard rumors maybe the Ravens could try to get involved.
So what
Um,
I they
mhm.
said so far he wants to play with one of his guys, either Aaron or Derek
The
Carr.
Saints, yeah.
But the thing is, Derek Carr just recently got hurt. The Jets just fired the head coach.
Say
I
like,
think the last time we talked, Bryce Young was just about to get benched. So like now, like we didn't get to talk about the Bryce. If he gonna be
yeah,
traded,
yeah,
Devontae Adams requested a trade. Rasheed Rice got hit by Patrick Mahomes, and he's out possibly for the season. The
yeah,
Broncos are winning the game. The Vikings are still undefeated. Like it's just so much football that's going on, and the Hurricane
yeah,
really kind of robbed us.
yeah.
Um, my mom and them still don't have power.
For real?
Have power. Now
Wow.
people coming up now from Florida. They was like, "Don't come through here. We ain't recovered yet." So,
Yeah.
but the Devontae Adams situation,
Mhm.
he's requested a trade. They said he's dealing with a hamstring injury. A lot of people are speculating if it's similar to how Jalen Ramsey had a hamstring issue when he was with the
Mhm.
Jags and he traded.
Mhm.
Um, the Ravens, I'm assuming, would be a possibility, just
Mhm.
like normal. How would he want to go there? Would they
Yeah.
trade to the Chiefs? Would they trade
Mhm.
inter division? The Jets and the Saints are high on his list. So I guess
Mhm.
if we're gonna talk about it, we could talk about if you were where should he want to go, and what teams I guess should want him. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because if it's the teams that should want him, Washington,
Yes.
Baltimore, Dallas,
Dallas, yeah.
Pittsburgh, obviously the Chiefs, Buffalo,
Mhm.
the Jets. Um, the only thing with that is the Saints are obviously as well the Saints. But the only thing, where would he want to go? Is
Mhm.
he more on trying to win, or is he trying to be in the Hall of Fame? And I think we've heard him before, even last year, if I'm not mistaken, after Derek Carr was traded. It was during the season, and he said something about, and it was after the Raiders won, that
Mhm.
he didn't. He needs his stats.
Mhm.
He's trying to contribute. So he'll contribute immediately, obviously with the Jets. But how does he want to go into that situation, especially if Aaron's not there
Yeah.
after this season?
Yeah.
How would that impact Garrett Wilson? Because he's struggling this year.
Yeah.
This like the offense just does not look good at all. So, what's the team that you think should go after him?
I like you mentioned Washington. I like that. I think he needs to go in a situation that has their quarterback situation at least under, there's an establishment there.
Right.
There would even when we're in regards to injury.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, Derek Carr getting hurt, that kind of, puts the Saints in a question mark. I wouldn't mind seeing with the Cowboys. It would give another weapon and more creativity to free up CD and
He
the
played under
tight end.
McCarthy.
Yeah.
He
Did he
he
play?
played under
Yeah.
McCarthy.
Yeah, he did. I think he did. Yeah. Was he there under McCarthy
He
with
was
Aaron Rodgers?
young.
Yeah,
He
he
was
was
young, but
young
I'm
though.
sure
He
he was
was young
there.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was young. So I mean, it would be something to the system. I mean, the Ravens, of course. I would figure he want to go to a situation where just not numbers, but you're getting a chance to win
Right.
and be on a winning franchise again. At least get to the minimum playoffs, if not Super Bowl. At this point in your career, you're looking to get a title. The hell with the
Right.
numbers. Yeah, yeah, that because the title helps cement your legacy also. But outside of the Cowboys, the Ravens, Washington would be good because you got a young quarterback situation. And they're up and coming, a younger team. You'd have a lot more weapons around you. But does
Hmm.
how much would that affect the shake the apple cart basically?
Right.
Because with Terry McLaurin and all of those situations that you have, it'd be good complementary football. Um, but yeah, I would if I'm him, I want to go to a situation where at least my quarterback is answered. At
Yeah.
Dallas, you're gonna have Dak. Washington, you're gonna have Daniels. Lamar's in Baltimore, even if it's Kansas City within the division, even though that's a long shot. You got Mahomes best in the business. I wouldn't want to go in a situation where I got an injury question. You might want
Right.
to go play
Right.
with Derek Carr, but the inconsistency there, we don't know what's going on. So
Hmm.
yeah. Oh, but leading into something you had mentioned, just because we can segue into the Jets situation, since you brought up, some things with the Jets.
Hmm.
What do you think about them firing Sailor and apparently the D coordinator who has been the guy that's been kind of the catalyst for what's kept them afloat the last 3 years, even though they've struggled with quarterback situations. At first, initially, I was like, man, it's kind of dirty. Them guys was playing for him and things like that. But I've heard several rumors or indications that they weren't necessarily happy with the performance overseas when they went over. I believe was it London?
London. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
yeah. And I think
That's
the
what it
owner
was.
was over there and he felt
Because
embarrassed about some things.
He was on Trump's
Yeah,
cabinet as something from something
yeah,
ambassador or something over
yeah,
there. But
yeah,
well, see, now I've seen reports where the players actually like Salah.
yeah,
You know that, and the guy Ulbrich, the guy who's taking over, they
yeah,
work together.
yeah.
Salah's a defensive guy. The defense, if you look at the numbers, the defense is still one of the top defenses. The
Yes,
offense sucks,
sucks.
but
Exactly.
I've seen reports where Salah said he told the owner that he thought he was gonna have to fire Nathaniel Hackett, who's the offensive
Oh
coordinator,
gosh.
and then he ends up fired. So that's why everyone's saying, so is it a Aaron Rodgers pull the trigger on this type deal
Mhm.
to make sure his buddy keeps the job? But now there's Jeff Ulbrich. Now he has a decision: who's going to call the plays? Is it going to be the passing game coordinator, or you can keep letting Nathaniel Hackett make us look like trash? And
Yeah.
the only thing is, if they go up, they got Monday night. If they beat the Bills,
Yes.
they're first in their division. We
Mhm.
know what's going on with Tua. The Patriots are about to start Drake May.
Yeah.
They have no offensive line. We know what they are.
Mhm.
You're one game out of first place and you fire your head coach. Not saying his record and all that stuff prior to didn't warrant it, but
Mhm.
they're what 2-3 right now.
2 and 3, I believe. Yes.
2-3, one game out. You're getting ready to play the Bills. That to me, I don't get it. And now there there are talks of them wanting Devontae Adams. You already bring in Lazard, who is pretty much acting as your number one now because of
Yeah.
chemistry that he has with Aaron, which
Yeah.
is pushed and frustrated outwardly Garrett Wilson.
Garrett
If
Wilson.
you bring in Devontae, you're only pushing Wilson further down because of the chemistry now
Mhm.
with Devontae. He's going to get a lot of reps. He's going to
Exactly.
get a lot of targets. Lazard's getting targets.
Yeah.
You're only taking more away from this kid. Was the offensive rookie of the year. He was a phenomenal wide receiver with Zach Wilson. He was supposed
Mhm.
to take that next step with Aaron Rodgers.
Yep.
They're not looking like. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
What does that you trade for Devontae Adams now? What if he wants out?
it looks like what they're doing, if they were to make that move, well, we don't have to speak to that move, and I won't. What I do is I say the move with Aaron Rodgers, it looks like you've allowed a 35-year-old vet to hamstring the future of your franchise.
That sucker's
You,
40.
Yeah, or 40, my bad. 40-year-old vet.
Yeah,
Uh, we know this track record. We've seen
right.
this before. And the sad thing about it is that it was the Jets who did this before with Brett Favre. I'm like,
Yep.
y'all haven't learned your lesson. What are we doing here? You're going to sell the future of your franchise. I was really surprised that they fired Coach
I
Saleh.
was too. I
I was
was too.
really surprised. I don't think he was a problem because I take him as in a heartbeat as a DC on my team, college or
You and me
pro.
both. You and me both.
College or pro. I don't understand it, and I don't understand why they're if that's the case. Speaking on Hackett, the name already rings a bell. His dad was not, his dad was a journeyman OC too. So
Hmm.
the apple cart, the apple don't fall far from the tree, obviously.
Right.
And it's really sad that they're doing this. You're allowing Aaron, but I'll put it this way: I could see where some politics probably definitely on many facets played a part in this. Different team politics, political politics
Right.
played a hand in this. Especially with the ownership that they have. It's the Jets, and this is why they get mocked. Stuff like this. You got a solid roster. They're playing for the coach. They're playing for the staff. They haven't quit. They haven't quit on him. He keeps getting dealt a bad hand on the offensive side of the ball. You think
Right.
you go, you keep trying. You drafted shitty quarterback. That's not him. Then you bring in a vet that is a legend, but has a lot of baggage with how he likes things running. Certain vets, we all know Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers off the field ain't Aaron Rodgers on the field. That's two
Right.
different people.
Right.
And how he's doing works behind the scenes. You got all these ex Green Bay Packer players you got coming in, and he wants to put the band back together. And y'all shouldn't do that. And now you're going to frustrate a young star that wouldn't be surprised down the road. I want to go, or it's not signing, or you're gonna have to franchise. It's gonna cause a lot of problems, and then your young players on defense gonna get frustrated.
And that is my thoughts on it because with Garrett, with Devontae Adams, one of the reasons he chose to leave Green Bay was
Mm-hmm.
he didn't know how long Aaron Rodgers was going to stay. Aaron Rodgers
Yep.
had did the same stuff Brett Favre did.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett Wilson does not owe Aaron Rodgers that.
Nothing.
He
Mm-hmm.
don't owe him that. His career is just now getting started. He hasn't even made it to his second contract yet.
Yep.
And you are hindering me. I was the offensive rookie of the year. I can play in this league.
Mm-hmm.
If they trade for Devontae Adams, I guarantee you it's going to be a bunch of calls about Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
It'll be a ton of calls about Garrett Wilson. And if you're going to go all in for this year and then Aaron might not be there next year, which means you're going to have to cut Devontae anyway, you'll be rebuilding this team. You'll be rebuilding the team anyways.
Yes.
So,
and it'd be a damn shame.
I would not trade if I was the Jets or if I was Devontae. I wouldn't want to go to the Jets.
No.
I would take a lesser role with Baltimore, with Kansas City.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore's going to be able to run the ball with that group of tight ends. Zay Flowers, they're already able to put up points.
Yeah,
they're already able to put up points. You might not get 12 targets a game, but you'll probably get 6. If you can make 5 of them mean something.
Yeah, that's true. All right, man. I'm gonna segue because we just talking.
Yeah.
We're gonna bounce around the league a little bit, man. We don't got to rush the picks just yet. We just chop it up. The Brown situation, Mr. Watson, done or not done?
Done. Hey, since this is double D's, he is done. He is done.
Yeah, he done, man.
Done.
What was the whole ordeal? They making about the sideline thing. It's like they trying to paint it like he quit on the team, and
I don't see a confident quarterback anymore.
No,
like I think me and you may have texted about it, but rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. But you remember Dave Chappelle had a joke, and he was like pretty much it looked like the judge threw Kobe the ball and was like, play for your freedom, and Kobe went off. Deshaun on the other hand is buckling, boy.
Yeah,
you playing like a guilty guy, man. Like, but the thing is, he's playing like a player that his heart's not in it, his mind's not in it. It doesn't. He's legit robbing the Cleveland Browns. He's got $230 million. He got like 70 something still. All of it was fully guaranteed. No matter what, they gotta pay him. No matter what. That's the only reason he's the starter. Jameis Winston should be getting a crack at start.
Yeah.
Him and his eating doves and stealing crabs and all that stuff. But,
all right, now, all right.
Hey, you'll love to have him back right now,
huh? Yeah, definitely. And some offensive linemen too. That's a whole nother subject matter we can talk about later when we get to the college.
But yeah, I mean, this is gonna go down as the worst trade ever, the worst contract ever. And it's got to be attached to the Browns. That's what's terrible about it.
Yeah.
That's what's terrible about it. Speaking of the Browns, the Chiefs need to be trying to trade for Amari Cooper. Another good wide receiver on a bad team. Last year of his contract. Don't owe him any money, and you'll be able to get him for cheaper than a second.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Third or fourth. Then you'll get Hollywood Brown back. You bring Xavier Worthy along. Travis Kelce is starting to heat up.
True. That's true, man.
Amari's a quiet guy too.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of where I was getting ready to go. Just bouncing around things with the league and segments we saw from this past weekend's games, man.
Let me ask you something then. Since you can't remember.
Yeah.
What team do you think, or do you think anyone should trade for Bryce Young?
The best fit for Bryce Young, or where should he go? Let's see. I got ideal fits.
Give me your ideal fits for him.
Ideal fit. I like him in New York, not the Jets, the Giants. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing, reconnecting with neighbors. I mean, not with reconnecting with neighbors, but Daboll. Brian Daboll, which he'll be familiar with the offense. There are pieces on defense. You have wide receivers to throw to. They can still put together. The line is not old. It's a fairly young team that just has inconsistent quarterback play, and then you can find your running game. The Giants is one team. Trying to think of another squad that he would fit perfect with. Like we already discussed, one of those programs, franchises that are using the McVay style. I wouldn't mind seeing him go to LA, sitting behind Stafford.
That's where I was going with it.
Learn under Stafford. Yeah, learn under Stafford. You be in McVay's system. You're out there on the West Coast, so you're home. You went home now. You went back home because you're a West Coast kid. So you already know the atmosphere, the climate, the city, the vibe. He'll be able to fit in automatically. It ain't gonna be.
And he get back to his roots. He can get back to his roots and get back grounded because get his confidence and stuff back. Yeah. That's why I think LA.
Yeah, another young squad. So I mean, actually go to the two largest markets in our country right now. I would say New York or LA would be perfect. Now, ideally, you think it'd be too much pressure on someone coming out of the situations coming out of. LA would be great just because of what I said. He's from California. I think is it the Bay, Orange County, something like that? I don't know.
Something like that.
Mater Dei is where he played. But yeah, just being able to get back out there, or either, like I said, New York, those are two situations that I think he'd benefit from, because a young team, young pieces, and then still got some savvy vets that he could learn from as well as grow with.
LA allows him to sit behind Stafford, and it allows him to learn. When he took off with Alabama, he had vets to sit behind.
Yeah.
I think with the Tua situation, you don't know what Tua's got. But you know that offense calls for anticipation throws. Bryce is good at that. Bryce played with Jalen, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, Waddle. Yes, he did.
If I'm not mistaken, he played with him. But
you
got Jalen, Tyree. You got weapons.
Yes,
you got weapons. You got a rushing attack. You're just missing that trigger man. And with Tua's injury history, you don't know how much longer or how many more he can take. How much more he can take. So, but I will my ideal fit for him would be LA.
Yeah.
So he can sit behind Stafford, once Stafford does hang it up, you got Cooper Cup, Puka Nakua, you
Uh-huh.
got offense, Kyron Williams, the kid from Michigan,
Yeah.
Blake
Corum,
Corum.
Blake Corum. Mm-hmm.
So you got some young guys around you. Young defense could be
Yes.
coming into its own as well. That's a good team to
Yes.
grow with, and
Yep.
you've got an opportunity to come back home, sit, learn from a savvy vet like Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
I think he could get right back to being on track.
I give you a fourth team. Now it's a fourth team with a player that we've just been discussing. What about Vegas?
The Raiders.
Yes.
I thought about the Raiders. The only thing is I don't like their offense. I don't like their
Okay.
offensive coordinator. I don't like their scheme. I feel
Okay.
like Bryce, and then especially if you're talking about getting rid of Devontae,
Vontae.
you
Yeah.
kind of put him in a similar situation. The
Yeah.
other teams, Miami, weapons galore.
Weapons galore. Yeah.
The Rams, you got weapons, plus you got a freaking mastermind offensive minded coach. I
True.
wouldn't mind the Saints. I wouldn't mind the Saints to sit behind Derek Carr because you've seen how
Yeah.
that offense has been able to go. And then you would have Olave. You still have some weapons
Yeah.
there. Still a younger team for him, and give him an opportunity to get some revenge back on the Panthers from time to time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So those are those teams that I'd see with Bryce. I mean, let's talk about the surprise. The surprise. What's the biggest surprise so far?
The Minnesota Vikings.
Minnesota Vikings. Undefeated. And this is a team that we pegged as what? Bottom two?
I think I had them winning 2 games.
Yeah.
Them and the Broncos. The Broncos. The
Yeah.
Broncos. Now
Bottom
the Broncos defense. The Broncos defense is legit. Their offense ain't really hitting on it, but their defense keeps them in games. The Vikings are an overall good football team from top to bottom. And Sam Darnold looks like a completely different Sam Darnold than he did with New York, than he did with Carolina.
Who is
Justin?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was saying,
go ahead.
He's starting to get his weapons back. Addison is back. Hawkinson will be back if I'm not mistaken. Justin Jefferson. Now, Aaron Jones did go out, but that defense under Brian Flores is playing lights out. They are playing lights out football right now, and they're leading that division. If I'm not mistaken, it's only 2 undefeated teams: the Chiefs and the Vikings.
Yes.
So who planned on seeing that? Especially once I'm about to call the sucker JJ McCarthy went down.
McCarthy went down. We didn't know what to expect there. We definitely didn't expect Sam Darnold.
Not like this.
Not like this.
this.
But I guess what is it called? Systems and situations presented itself. He got out of that Panther situation and got into a better situation, and just they're just playing to what he can do. He hasn't done anything. They're playing to his strengths.
They allow him to manage the game. He's got a good offensive line in front of him. He's got good weapons. He was the first. Was he number 3 or number 4 overall pick? He was a top 5 pick. I want to say he was 3rd to the Jets, if I'm not mistaken. But he was a top 5 pick.
Yeah, let me see.
So it's not saying that he doesn't have any talent or he didn't have any talent.
Yeah,
he didn't have Jack around him, and now look what's around him. He doesn't have to do much. For Justin Jefferson, put the ball near him.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones has been running the ball. The offensive line is good. You got solid tight end play, good weapons. Defense is playing outstanding. Where's the pressure? There's no pressure on him.
Yeah.
There's no pressure on him.
Surprise team. And then the Broncos.
The Broncos.
Man, the Broncos. I mean, they're doing it. They're kind of doing it. Sort of. It seems like they're this year's Houston Texans, but it's not so much as
not as much offensively.
It's not on Bo. It's on the schematic. They're scheming it up enough offensively, and their defense is playing
lights
out. Actually, a guy on their staff I would love to have on my college team as a DC, but I think he may shoot. I wouldn't be surprised if yours go giving him a call after this year. Jim Leonard, if you ever heard the name, DC Wisconsin graduate. waited for that job, but we'll get into that when we get to college. But yeah, I'm really surprised by the Broncos' performance. We know the coaching staff, understanding with Sean Payton, you're getting a Hall of Fame level coach that knows what he's
Right.
doing. I just didn't expect, and I think we both didn't expect with the sum of the parts that they'd be able to do this right now.
Yeah.
Um, with what they're being able to do, and it's not just it's smoke and mirrors, but then it's substance at the same time.
Right.
We
Right.
smoke and mirrors on the offensive side of the ball to generate what we need, but we are what we are on
On
defense, and we're
defense.
good
Right.
goddamn defense. Yeah,
Right. We'll hit you in your mouth on defense.
yeah.
Who's
Um,
it? What's your
Go ahead.
biggest letdown
Biggest
thus far?
letdown right now.
Even if it's your own team, because I know mine is the Colts is just one of
Be honest
mine.
with you, I didn't expect nothing but middle of the pack from the Cowboys, so it wouldn't be my
Yeah.
team. Um, I'm kind of leaning
Probably.
towards. Oh man, I want to say Oh, it has to be the Browns,
I
man.
was just about to say it might just be Cleveland
Yeah.
because of what they are defensively,
Yeah,
and Deshaun is legit holding this team back. Like
yeah, the
I know
Browns.
Chubb hasn't played and everything, but yeah, it's the Browns.
It's
It's
the
the Browns.
Browns, man. Yeah, just thinking about because I was floating and I'm sitting here in my, thinking in my head, who have I seen has been the most disappointing? And I couldn't say I leaned towards the not the Raiders. It's kind of bound. It's anyways. Let's get back to it. The Browns are the surprising because we both had them leading the division. The Bengals would be another one that's
Other
been
Bengals, yes,
disappointing. Yeah, the
yeah,
Bengals are another one. Just disappointment all up and down Ohio right now. Outside of the college team, they ain't got no pro to lean on
nothing,
right
yeah,
now. Yeah. But going to the Browns, yeah, it's just not only just Deshaun Watson. It just seems like it's why is it not clicking? It's like the philosophy and what
yeah.
they were doing ain't there. It's like
Joe Flacco
it's
had this team looking like
yeah,
up here. Deshaun's got this team like here.
exactly. And then he
It's
goes
crazy,
off to another team and
right?
throws for what?
Three something,
Yeah, it's like where'd you find this
yeah.
fountain of youth, my guy? You throwing the ball like you didn't even throw like this in Baltimore.
Right, and now we don't know with Anthony Richardson. Hell,
Yeah.
do you play the kid who's coming back, or do you play the old guy who out here slanging the rock? But
If y'all want to win at this
let
point,
keep
stick with
Joe
the
in.
vet. Keep Joe in,
Mhm.
and maybe that way I would actually work a deal. You work with him, and then him being a professional and vet, groom your quarterback.
Right.
Maybe Ant need to sit. Maybe because Ant has had a history of injury issues.
Yes.
All world athlete, but inconsistent in so many places when it comes to the actual quarterbacking. They took him off measurables and a potential, which we all know potential can get you fired or it can get you hired. But yeah, I would if I was
Yeah.
a coach, that's what I'd do. Just ride with Joe. Let Ant sit. Know he's gonna be all right. He still know he the future. And look, man, you need to learn how to be a professional quarterback, not just
Learn how
a
not to take
athlete.
hits. Not to,
Yes,
exactly.
yes,
And then some of them, it's like when you watch him play, it's like playing the kid in Madden. They gonna
yeah.
bombs over Baghdad. They might have 4 completions for 300 yards, but they done threw the ball 80 times.
That's him. That's him.
So that's it.
Uh,
Because he'll
but
miss on the simplest stuff.
yeah, so I would like Joe to stay in that spot actually. Other disappointments, I mean, I don't see anything other than what we've expected. I mean, any surprises other than the Vikings and the Broncos, I don't see anything else. Surprise, let's go surprise rookie so far. You got your surprise rookie so far?
Surprise rookie so
Yeah,
far. I would say Jaden Daniels, but I wouldn't say he's a surprise because I thought he would be good.
yeah.
I thought he would be good. Let me think.
I'm trying to think too, because now I'm trying to go back and think of the rookies so far.
I say Jaden. Jaden's the one who's doing the most.
Yeah. What's the name's not far off though. Caleb is not
Caleb's
horrible. He's just
Caleb is
he's
coming.
getting
He's coming
up
into his
and
own now.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He's up and
But
down.
Jalen, I feel has been the most consistent rookie across the board, no matter what the position is. And they're on a win streak now. What are they? 3-1?
Uh-huh.
Are they 3-1 and
I
leading the
think
division?
Washington.
Let me check.
Yeah, hold on. Let me check myself. I'm gonna throw out one while we're checking, man. I'm gonna throw out another name that we didn't necessarily see it. He was drafted in the first round, but he's turning into a number one. It's Brian Thomas Jr.
Yes, Washington's four
He's
and one.
4-1. Okay. But Brian Thomas Jr. is another rookie that
Mhm.
kind of slipped under the radar, went behind a few wide receivers, and right now it looks to be
The
the
best on
best
the
of the
team.
bunch right now. Yeah, the best of the bunch at this point in the season. He's playing the best right now.
Neighbors
I'll
is
say
Neighbors is
Neighbors is
playing
playing
well, but he
okay.
got the
Yeah,
concussion. He got the
yeah.
concussion, so he didn't
And
play
then
last week.
you still got Harrison. But
Yeah,
meaning if we redraft, he wasn't the third wide receiver taken. Would you see what I'm saying? Would you
yeah,
have
yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
question going down the road if this season ends and on the pace that he's on? Would you say, well, maybe he should have been drafted a little higher?
I
You
got
know,
you. I got
yeah, that's the point I was making. But
you. Yeah.
yeah, that's my surprise rookie. Other than that, I like the sum of the parts on my team. The Cowboys, the offensive line is still some work to be
Guyton got
done.
hurt, didn't
Yeah,
he?
Guyton got hurt in that game against Pittsburgh. Shoot, a lot of their linemen got hurt.
Defensive line is
It's
about to be
shattered.
decimated. About to
Yeah,
be
I
decimated.
mean, the rookie they took out of
Western
Western
Kentucky,
Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah, he got hurt. I got to check and
Nealon.
see the extent. Yeah, Nealon. I don't know the
He's
extent of
on
the injury.
injury. He's on injury reserve, so he's out at
IR.
least 4 weeks. At least
Okay,
four
about
weeks.
4 weeks. You already had Micah and Lawrence out. You're undersized, but the fact, I kind of picked with some Pittsburgh fans that were talking all week before the game. And like, we beat you with guys that was just off the street yesterday. you know,
But you know what it made me think. Excuse me. You got a bunch of no-name guys doing their
job exactly.
but you got all these big name guys who try to do other people's job, and look what happens. Y'all can't stop the run for nothing, because I think that was probably the best run stopping game that they've had in a while.
It had, yeah.
So
now, was that Najee or was that a collection?
Najee. Right.
You know, I said some things that I liked about that I saw in that game. I like that Overshown kid. At first, I was not, I was a little skeptical. But
he flies around.
He flies around. Him and the kid they took out of Notre Dame. I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his last with the hair, with all the hair.
Yeah, with the hair.
Yeah.
One thing I noticed is they're fast. Those young players, they do have, they hit gaps and they attack downhill fast and get to the ball. But I think it's some things that are different than what we're used to seeing. I've been used to seeing with Quinn, so it's an adjustment with Zimmer. Just with the way the defense is playing overall. I mean, they're even banged up in the secondary. I mean, you got Bland out. So they've been attacking the opposite guy. I mean, the second string corners out. They've been playing Lewis, and then I can't remember the other corner that they're playing.
From Wake Forest, number
21. From Wake Forest.
Carson.
Yeah.
Carson.
Yeah. So they, it's just a work in progress. No, you good, man. I'm doing the same thing, bro. It's a work in progress with them. Like I said, they made a concerted effort in that game to run the freaking football.
And they did it.
They did it enough. It wasn't great. They still tried to Dallas the game with that fumble on the goal line.
Dak still saved them.
Yeah, even though he threw a pick in the game, he still led the drive. So that was something impressive. It was just impressive to see it in Pittsburgh and knowing that Pittsburgh's defense isn't a problem for them. Their problem is just consistency on offense, and then the situation they got with Pickens that can be a killer. That guy can make, he can't get out of his own way. But
it's them Georgia. They just got another one.
Players, man.
Them Georgia
beating on the kid or something like that, man. What's his name? Kobe Young. He transferred from Miami. Seattle,
strangulation or something else on an
yeah,
unborn kid.
I don't know, man, but
But yeah, I'm like,
these
God,
guys
every time my phone buzz about somebody from Georgia, they going to jail.
fried, fried. I say we take a look at our picks if you're ready, man, and then we
Yeah,
can
I
get
mean,
into
let's
some
rock.
college talk. Okay,
Let's rock.
we're gonna bring it up and we let everybody see our picks for week 6. We'll start with you want to do the first row? San
Yeah.
Francisco and Seattle. What made you take San Francisco in this game, especially coming off their last game?
To be honest with you, I feel like they're gonna start getting back going.
Hmm.
Kittle played well against the Patriots. You got Trent coming back, Ayuk coming along, Debo's back. A lot of their guys should be back. Um, they did lose Hufanga again. I think something happened with his wrist.
Hmm.
But I just think that I think the 49ers are due for a win. They've
Hmm.
had issues with if I'm not mistaken, Carolina or not Carolina, the Cardinals they allowed to come back and beat them, and they
Hmm.
were up 13. I just think they're going to be locked in and ready to go. Like I feel like they're going to have their backs against the wall, and this is going to be a must win in their
Yeah,
minds. What
yeah.
about you?
Similar. I think they just getting in the groove. They get back into a rhythm of things. Of course, the Cardinals game was a bit of a shocker.
Mm-hmm.
Even for our picks, and if you had a ticket, you were a little bit shocked at that
Lord
game.
have mercy.
Yeah. But it's just some, like I said, health. It seems to be the issue with the Niners right now.
Mm-hmm.
Continuity and gelling still trying to get into as we get into the root of the season. But I do take them here. I do think it'll be close though, bro.
All right, so we split on the next one with the Jags and the
Mm.
Bears. Why'd you go with the Jags?
I think after the start that they had, I think this last game they kind of found some groove things with their offense. I'm not saying Trevor has found his rhythm, but he has targets. You know, he has
Mm-hmm.
his guy now. He has a guy he can go to. You still got Kirk, you still got Zay, not Zay, but you got Kirk, and now you add BTJ is starting to emerge.
Mm-hmm.
It's still, I know they were just some rumors that were floating around about Etienne and trades and stuff, but trying to get your running game, your situation. I just think they're a little banged. I think they're a little banged up in their secondary though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Campbell's on IR now.
yeah. So I mean, I can see where Chicago can exploit it, but I think the veteran situation here for the quarterbacks, I think that the Jags will come out of this one. They found a little rhythm. They found a little something on offense. Peterson still kills them at times, but I'm just leaning towards them because I just like what I saw last week.
I'm going with the Bears, man. I think Caleb's on an upward trajectory. I think the
Hmm.
Bears have a better defense than the Colts. The Colts haven't
Yeah.
beat the Jags in Florida since like 2014 or something like that. So
Hmm.
um, I think the Bears are going to be able to make plays offensively. I think they're going to be able to show us who the Jags really are. I think the momentum, they're going to put their little flame out quick.
Okay.
Next up, we split again. I'll go first, but with the Commanders and the Ravens, I just
Mhm.
think that with the Commanders, um, this is not necessarily a Commanders pick. This is more so a Ravens pick for me, because the Ravens had their defense has been allowing teams to get back in games
Yeah.
late, and I think pound for pound, I think Jaden is extremely electric in the mold of Lamar Jackson. I
Hmm.
think he probably throws better than Lamar Jackson. So I don't know that I don't know that the Ravens have that special artillery anymore, especially in this game, because I think that the Commanders have an equal weapon at quarterback.
Got you. I got you. I took the Ravens based off of just the rhythm of their offense. It's, they're starting to find some things. Like we said, they're starting to give Henry the ball a lot more, a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
consistent. I think this is more of the veteran. I'm looking at more of the vet schooling the rookie here.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's where I'm kind of looking at, and the dynamic of, okay, we know that the Ravens defense is what it is right now, but I think their offense are starting to find those pieces. Remember how their offensive line was a hodgepodge mess
Yeah,
start the
yeah.
season, but now they're starting to figure things
Just
out.
trying to get it going.
Yeah, getting it going, and you're getting downhill with Henry, and then you allow Lamar to be Lamar. I think that'd be just enough for them to beat Washington in a shootout. And to be honest, so I mean, the defense is letting people in it, so I wouldn't say Washington's not going to score. I just think the Ravens have one more, two more scores in them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And well, looking at it, this is the last one we disagreed on.
yeah.
So we want the Packers and the Cardinals. I'm going Packers because I think Jordan Love, the way they started coming back last week, still lost, but the way that he fought back, if I'm not mistaken, who did they play last week? Who did they play last week? Do you know off the top of your head?
No, I don't. I can't remember. Hold on. We'll get it. Green Bay. Who was it last week? It wasn't the Vikings. Was it the Vikings?
The Vikings played the Jets, I thought.
No, the Vikings did play the Jets. Hold on. Packers schedule.
No, who are we talking about? Oh,
Packers.
They played the Rams. They beat the Rams.
They beat the Rams.
They beat the Rams. Okay.
Yeah.
But it was Jordan Love being able to starting to get back into his mojo and stuff, dealing with his knee. The Cardinals defense isn't really like that, so I'm expecting I'm going with the Packers.
I'm picking basically because I think Kyler gonna find some magic in this game. I mean, they're able to run he helps them create a running game because the quarterback run game, and then you add in I think they had Connor had like 80 something yards, 83 yards to go along with his 80 plus yards. And then just being able to move around. I mean, he's buying time, doing things he's doing. Like we had mentioned that he's taking the reins of the franchise. As far as being the franchise quarterback, he's trying to will them into situations, and he's actually been able to will them to a few unexpected wins already. Last week was a bit of a surprise, so I'm not going to pick against them this week. I think that if they could be able to pull it off and do what they did with the Niners, I think the situation, it kind of hands itself to the same situation here with Green Bay. I know Green Bay is finally getting in a bit of a rhythm with Love getting back healthy and stuff, but I think Kyler's going to have enough magic to win this game for them. That's why I chose the Cardinals.
All right.
All right, man. We start off. This is where we stayed chalk here, basically almost.
Yeah.
We're looking at a situation where, like you said, the Patriots and the Texans are breaking in Drake May now. Rookie. This is first start, right?
First start
going up against a team that's defensive base with a quarterback, and they looking to continue to get things going themselves. I wouldn't say they've been a disappointment so far this season, but we expected them to look a lot better than they have. They've been up and down themselves. So I think they get on a track here and they really blitz the Patriots here. I think it'll be tough early because the Patriots seem to be pretty disciplined coach team. You just don't have enough right now. And I got the Texans pretty much running this up.
Same here. Yeah. Texans, I feel like they're going to dominate it. Bringing in Drake, I think he's going to be the fifth rookie quarterback to start this year. Just going to be tough. It's going to be tough sledding for him, especially how porous that offensive line is.
Yeah. Now we move on here, man. This one here, I remember we started the season talking about the Saints and when we talked about them and the Cowboys and Fool's Gold. I don't think the Bucks are Fool's Gold. They're Jekyll and Hyde, bro. When you pick against them, they win. When you pick for them, they lose.
They won't.
And we know one thing: the situations that they got going on is injuries. They got a lot of injuries, especially on the defensive side. This is a player. I mean, regardless, I look at the Bucks. They are a playoff team, and they are in the East. I would consider them a contender because they've been proved. It's just their inconsistency of you don't know who's showing up on Sunday. The running game with Bucky Irvin, of course, Baker. We know Mike Evans. Vita Vea getting Vita Vea healthy, getting Clancy healthy. I think they're trying to get some secondaries. Who is it in the secondary? Winfield, yes. Health is the biggest issue for the Bucks right now. They get healthy, I think they can pretty much take control of the division.
Yeah.
with with Atlanta. That game on was it Thursday night against Atlanta, lost that in overtime, and the way they lost it, I mean, that was a fun game to watch, but to realize the some of the parts that the Bucks are really banged up, and they've been banged up coming into the season, so we're not even seeing their best football yet. I
Right.
mean, to see what the Broncos did to them 2 weeks ago, and then to see what how they kind of fell apart in overtime and letting that pass go, and the way that game ended. I mean, I'm picking for them, and I'm picking them, but part of me is like, well, damn it, if I pick you, you're gonna come out here and play
And
like the team that's
lose.
been losing.
Right.
But when I think you're gonna lose, all right, they're gonna lose this week because they don't have so and so. So they turn around and win the game. So, but I'm sticking with them because I'm picking them because I like the sum of the parts. Like I said, I think they're gonna get is it Clancy gets back this week? Or what did he come back last week?
I think it's this week,
It
if I'm
is
not
this week.
mistaken.
If I'm not for sure, but I think getting him back, you already got Vita Bay. You help on your defensive line. I mean, you're dinged up at all three parts on your defense. You still got Mike Evans. You still got your Buck Irvin is growing. He's still having some
Hmm.
mistakes himself, but he's growing into his role, along with Baker Mayfield, who has proven that he was worth the re-signing and the money. He's been able to do what they needed him to do, which is basically just manage the team, go outside of yourself every now and then. So it is. That's why I chose him, man. What about you?
I'm going with the Buccaneers. Derek Carr's hurt. Spencer Rattler is going to be the starter.
Yeah,
I'm expecting him to make rookie mistakes.
mistakes.
Expecting rookie mistakes.
Yeah, I got you. All right, man. We move on. We got the Browns and the Eagles. We both took the Eagles. My reason is simple as this: the Browns are a mess right now. Uh, Biggest disappointment, as we've already stated, we don't know what's going on with Deshaun. Uh, we may see Jameis this week, if I'm correct,
Mm,
as planned. So we
good.
don't know. Yeah, we could see Jameis this weekend. The Eagles, didn't they have a bye, didn't they?
A bye week. They
Yeah,
had a
they had
bye
a
week.
bye. So they had a bye to get some things corrected, still work out some things defensive and offensively. I think they run on this one. They the Eagles take this one and at least by 10, bro.
Browns suck.
Yeah.
That's my take on it right now, especially
Just
offensively.
trash.
Offensively, they are garbage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
The Eagles can't lose. If they come
Yeah.
out, if the Eagles do come out and lose to the Browns after Washington just kind of destroyed the Browns,
Yeah.
it's gonna be some other coaches getting fired.
Yeah, you're right. Because they got the capabilities to do exactly the same similar things where it
Hmm.
hurts in the run game. Just do the things, some of the things Washington did. All
Yeah.
right, but we moving on. We both picked the Colts here. I like what we say. I like the Flacco situation, being able to distribute the ball, getting into the playmakers. Um, I just don't trust the Titans right now. The Titans have good pieces, but like I said, I will not trust the mayonnaise in the coffee. You got
That's
to
what I
piss
thought you
off.
was gonna say. That's
Yeah, I
what I thought
just
you
don't
was
trust a
gonna say.
guy who puts mayonnaise in his coffee, man. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm not rolling with that. But I took the Colts for the reason of just the Titans they're not the worst team in the league, but they just don't have what they need on
They
offense and
down there.
defense. Yeah, they down there. I ain't
They ain't
say
the worst, but they
they're
down
not
there.
the worst, but they down there. And
They
the
down
Colts,
there.
and
So
yeah, the Colts. I like the Colts to roll here. I really do. I think Flacco gets it going.
I'm picking the Colts, and I'm expecting and hoping Flacco gets it going as well.
Mhm.
Michael Pittman will now be out, so we'll see how that works. But
Yeah,
I just think they're a better team than the Titans, anyways.
yeah, exactly.
All right, so now we got the Broncos and the Chargers. We both went with the Broncos.
Hmm.
I went Broncos because the Chargers are dealing with some injuries. Justin Herbert, I don't think he's fully right yet off of his ankle.
Hmm.
Um, Being able to contain the run and stuff now, so it wasn't high hopes for the Chargers this year. It wasn't
Yeah,
high hopes for the Chargers. But we talked about the Broncos. Their defense is lights out, and that's what's keeping them in games and helping them win games.
yeah,
Um, that's why I'm picking the Broncos.
yeah. I picked the Broncos for the same reason, man. I just the things going on with the Chargers right now. I think it both out again. Is he injured again? I believe
Hmm.
he's out. What about the situation with Durham? Wasn't he suspended? And I he
Durbin was
suspended
suspended
again.
last week. I think.
Yeah,
I
he
think it was
suspended
just
last
for
week. He'll
one
be
game.
back. Yeah, I think it was just that one game. Like you said, it's some things they still trying to work out offensively. They're trying to be a run team, but it's not a lot of weapons there to go. Um, I think it'll be a close game, short, low, mid-scoring
Yeah.
kind of game. But I do like the Broncos in this situation just because of the way they're playing. They're at home too, right? So
Hmm.
yeah, I take them. I take them for that reason. I just like the way they're playing. The defense will show up and give Herbert some problems there. Um, you want to just rotate back and forth on these ones here?
That's fine.
Okay. We both took the Steelers here. I think the Steelers rebound against the Raiders. I did like some things that I saw from the Steelers against the Cowboys. I think they do too much though. And what I like is the quarterback run game, but it's also something
Hmm.
I don't like because you're not teaching. It's like, okay, are y'all not teaching him that this is the league? This isn't
Right.
college. You can't drop your shoulder and run like you're a damn fullback in there, man. You got to know when to hold them, when to fold them kind of situation. I think that the Steelers offense will be that they'll get back on track here. They got some of the parts on their defense. We already know what they got on defense with Watt. That some of the young players with Fitzpatrick. I think they had a few guys out in that game against Dallas also, but Porter's been good, been playing well. I can't remember the darn D tackle. I like their was it the fullback they got, the little fullback Hayward.
That's Cam Hayward's little
Abraham
brother.
brother, yeah, Iron Craig's other son, right? Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, yeah. I like some of the things, some of their parts offensively. I'm gonna be honest with you about the Steelers. I think they're kind of holding themselves back with certain members of the personnel. I
Yeah.
think Pickens can't keep his head in the game, and I think Najee just doesn't always see the holes.
They
So
don't. They don't have. They don't have the guy that they
yeah,
need at certain positions. Like they have
exactly.
talent at certain positions, but they don't have the guy that they need. And
Yeah.
for them, they're a lunch pail,
Mm-hmm.
hard hat type team. Their players need to be locked in. They need to be able to see. They need to
Exactly.
be able to always have their head in the game, just like Steelers before them. That has really been the culture when it comes to the Steelers. But
Exactly.
I also have the Steelers beating the Raiders just because how the Raiders have been playing. I
Yeah.
don't think the Raiders are a good team. I think they do have some fight, but I don't think they'll have enough for the
Yeah.
Steelers.
Exactly. You got
So
this one here.
next up, we got the Falcons and the Panthers. I ain't gonna spend a lot of time on it. The Falcons. Kirk Cousins just threw for over 500 yards.
Yeah.
That team is kind of rolling. The Panthers are the Panthers. I got
Yeah.
the Falcons winning.
I got the
They're
Falcons.
gonna have win big one. They're gonna win big in this one.
Yeah. I got them too. I got the Falcons rolling here. Little old dirty bird. We're gonna have to stay on it too long. Panthers bottom line trash. Straight up. It is what it is.
Hmm.
Trash is a franchise. Trash or being ran by trash ownership right now. The ownership has been owning like trash. Is why the team is playing looking like trash.
Yep.
The Falcons just boat race them, clean house. It's basically just a bad situation all around.
Yeah.
Um, Lions, Cowboys. We both took the Lions. My reason is everything that Dallas was able to get away with against Pittsburgh, they may not and won't get away with against the
Mm-mm.
Lions. That's it.
Mm-mm.
I mean, unless they can figure out how to run the football again, which would be an even tougher task. You just went up against a good defense, but this is going to be even tougher. And you got banged up some more against Pittsburgh, so we don't know
Right.
what you're getting even thinner coming into this game against a team that's a little more healthy and getting in their groove, and they like to bludgeon you when they play. So this is not a good matchup for Dallas in this week. If they were healthier, I would probably have a little bit
Yeah.
of a difference, but Dallas is not healthy, and I think the Lions pretty much, yeah, they roll these boys on this one. I
And
do.
the Dallas un Dallas characteristic, they haven't won at home this season yet.
Exactly.
They haven't won at home this season. They got too many injuries.
Yep.
Detroit is they have too many injuries, not enough weapons.
Yeah, exactly.
Detroit has enough weapons. They're the more healthier of the team,
hmm
and I think they're the more physical of the team. So that's why I'm going with Detroit.
Exactly. Yep, that's my point. It'd be now the only surprise would be if the Dallas's defense continues the way it played as far as flying around the ball and playing,
Yeah, but I think Detroit's offensive line and everything is
be too
better than.
much for their
Yeah, I
defense.
think it'd be
Yeah,
way too much,
with
and
all
that's
those
one.
injuries.
That's
Mhm.
where the Steelers struggle still is on that offensive line.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. All right.
So
Well,
our last two,
uh,
Bengals, New York Giants. We both went Bengals. They got to win this game. That
yeah,
they have to win this game. If they don't win this game, there's no chance for them to be into the playoffs
yeah.
with one win. This is Detroit. I mean, this is a New York team who does have a solid defense, but
Hmm.
for you guys should be able to handle them
Yeah.
offensively. So I'm going with
Yeah.
Cincinnati.
Yeah, I took Cincinnati for the same reasons, man. Offensively, I think the Giants are limited, even though they added parts. They are limited for various reasons. They'll keep it close. I like the Bengals. I think they were able to what was it? They scored what 38 on the Ravens last week? Was it 38?
Yeah,
Something like that. So I think they'll
33,
yeah,
38 was a
30,
score,
yeah,
something like that.
yeah, something like that.
36, 38.
They'll put up points, and I think they'll just outscore the Giants in this situation. I don't think they won't outscore them. It's not going to be close. I kind of got it like a 28-13 kind of game. I think the Bengals roll here.
All right.
We got the Bills and the Jets coming off of what just has happened with the Jets with Aaron Rodgers situation. They just fired their head coach. You're bringing in a new your DC is becoming your interim right now.
Mm-hmm.
Probably basically he's interviewing for the job on the job training right now.
That's what they said, anyways.
That's what they say. Now the only thing I'll ask is will the question here is the reason why I picked the Bills is I'm wondering will the Jets have a letdown because of all of this stuff? Or will they
And,
be motivated?
and now I say that's the only thing is will they be motivated? Will they be on a high energy?
Yeah.
But the Bills haven't played well the last 2 weeks.
Yes.
They lost. Excuse me. It's they got to come out. They got to come out firing on all cylinders.
Mm-hmm.
Um, could I see them lose? Yes. Am I anticipating them lose? No. I think Josh Allen. In that I think their defense will play better than it has the last 2 weeks, and Josh Allen should be able to make enough plays. Should be able to make enough plays to make it happen.
Yeah, I believe the same thing too, man. Well, that concludes our picks, man. Take this down. We'll tap back in with y'all later. We like to thank y'all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. We're gonna come back and we're gonna talk about college, the matchups for this weekend, some big games. We'll touch on the Florida, Tennessee, the big game, Oregon, Ohio State, what's
Mm-hmm.
happened, and much more. We'll review Alabama's shocking loss to Vanderbilt, the
We
continuation
didn't
of
even get to go over their doggone win against Georgia. Then they're gonna
Georgia.
lose.
Yeah.
Sorry,
And
bastards.
we'll talk about some more of the dysfunction and things that are not dysfunction, but what's going on in Tallahassee, the surprising things that's going on in Coral Gables in Miami, and everything in between. But we really appreciate y'all. Make sure once again to like, share, subscribe, and we will say to you all, peace out. Thank you.